Welcome to Locomotion's Week 3 recap of all the games that were played, excluding the Monday Night Football game. This was a crazy week, gang. We had 4 blocked field goals in one weekend, 2 from the Eagles, 1 from the Jets, and 1 from the Browns, of all teams. We still don't know who all of these teams are yet. It's only week 3. We need to see some double-digit leads, some double-digit deficits, how they perform in crunch time. We need to see a lot from these teams. So let's just jump right ahead into it and start with the Thursday night game. Dolphins versus Bills. So the score was double digits by the end, but it was much closer than that, much closer than we thought it would be. Until Tua turned the ball over, turned the ball over. And he turned the ball over in the fourth quarter in a crucial red zone play that pretty much broke them. It just broke their whole team for the season. So they're going to look to rebound after starting 0-3, but I don't see it. And Buffalo keeps on rolling. Bengals versus Vikings. Whew, the battle of the backups. I thought this game was going to be competitive. Jake Browning, he knows those weapons. They're familiar with him. He's been there for years. And Carson Wentz, we know he's prone to make a bonehead play or two, even though he's got a lot of physical talent. Well, he wasn't the story of the game. The story was Isaiah Rodgers with 3 turnovers in the first half, 2 of them, one being a pick six and the other being a forced fumble in return. Absolutely stellar. I haven't heard of that corner before, but now I know him. He's definitely going to be on my radar for this season. Fantastic. Carson Wentz, all he did was manage the game, didn't make mistakes, and that's all you can ask for your backup. Let your defense and your skill position players do all the work. Fantastic by Carson Wentz. Texans versus Jaguars. Ugh, Jaguars. Ugh. I mean, the Texans are a mess this season. They look really bad on offense. They really don't have a good O-line. CJ Stroud, I don't know if his rookie year was a fluke or this is the real CJ, but this was really, really embarrassing. They are starting 0-3 this season, and they're going to have a tough out. They're really losing their division. I think they're the only team in their division that doesn't have to win. Actually the Titans don't have to win either. So they're definitely bottom feeding. It's not looking good for them. Colts versus Titans. Is Indiana Jones a thing? It might be. I mean, this guy is balling. He hung 41 on a division rival, and they punted for the first time in week 3. Absolutely incredible. And listen, Danny Dimes isn't just dinking and dunking and just game managing. He's making tight window throws. He's throwing the ball downfield. He is absolutely killing it. And he's won some blowouts. And he's also won a very tight game with Denver, which is widely considered a good team with a great coach in Sean Payton. So Indy takes a commanding lead in their division. I don't see many scenarios outside of injury where they don't win that bad division very easily. Raiders versus Commanders. No Jaden, no problem. Marcus Mariota is an athletic quarterback, just like Jaden. He did well, he was balling, and he did what he was supposed to do versus a bad Raiders team. I thought the Raiders were going to be a bit of a tougher out this year, but I think they need to move on from Geno. Right now, there's no one to move on to, but they're a few years away from being very competitive in that division. Rams versus Eagles. Well, the Rams came in with a lot of confidence. They've been on a roll. They got Devontae, they got Puka, they got Corum, they got a lot of stuff going on. So it was bound to be a competitive game, a really awesome game. And guess what? That's just what it was until the second half. Unfortunately, they blew it. The Rams, they had 2 field goals blocked, 1 taken to the house. And also, Matthew Stafford missed some easy pitch and catches. He was missing Devontae Adams when he was open. Really sad. So these teams are really close on any given Sunday. I think the Rams could take them. So we're going to see how they moving forward. It's going to be very competitive. I'll say that. Falcons versus Panthers. Man, the Falcons went on the road to a division opponent and got blown out. Not just blown out. They put up a goose egg. They got shut out. Absolutely pathetic. The Falcons can't just have the whole offense be Bijan Robinson, even though he's fantastic. They got to be more creative on offense. They got a bunch of weapons over there. There's no excuse for that output. Absolutely pathetic. Steelers versus Patriots. Ugh. Do we have to talk about this game? I feel like this is more the Patriots losing the game more than Steelers winning the game. Yes, give the Steelers their credit. They put up 21 points or something like that. However, the Patriots were making bonehead turnovers, couldn't convert in the red zone, turning the ball over in the red zone. They really lost the game for themselves. I'm sad about my New England Patriots. Packers versus Browns. This is a good game for the Packers and a good game for the Browns. You'll say, whoa, Loco, how is this a good game for the Packers? They lost 13-10. Yes, they were sniffing their own farts. Micah Parsons was talking shit. They were feeling themselves. This is exactly the kind of loss to get right. Because listen, this game in the grand scheme of things is not in their conference. It's not in a division. It's not a big deal to lose this game outside of your conference. And listen, the Browns got a little bit of hope. Quinshad Junkins looks good. He looks promising. And this is the Browns' strategy for winning. They got a great defense, usually. So if they keep the score low, if Joe Flacco can give them 17, they got a good chance of winning that game. She's like, Joe, just give me two touchdowns, kick a field goal, and we'll keep them under 17. And that'll be the path and recipe for winning. Jets versus Buccaneers. Whew. The Buccaneers, they're giving me a heart attack. Baker, clutch. I mean, there's 5 players on that O-line that are playing different positions or out. So this offensive line is in shambles. Chris Godwin is hurt. Mike Evans went out. It's okay. Baker's a franchise quarterback. That's what franchise quarterbacks do. They work with what they got, and they find ways to win. Baker, by far, is the most valuable quarterback for what he gets paid. Think about it. He gets paid $43 million a year, and he gets his team to the playoffs every year he's there. In fact, he gets a top 4 seed because he wins his division. I mean, you can't do better than that. I mean, look who's getting paid more than him. Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. These guys don't have the results that Baker has. So I think Tampa needs to get him an extension. He deserves more. Broncos versus Chargers. Chargers take a 2-game lead on everyone in their division. They've won 3 division games in a row. 1 on the road in KC, 1 in Denver. 1 at home in Denver, and 1 on the road in Las Vegas. Listen, Justin Herbert stepped up when he needed to. It wasn't always pretty. It was a tough Denver defense. But in that fourth quarter, when you had to have it and get in field goal range, his safety blanket, Keenan Allen, was right there time after time. Adding Keenan Allen back, I was skeptical at first. I was like, he's kind of old. He might be a little washed. He's not washed. He just needed the right quarterback. He and Justin Herbert have great chemistry, and they always have. And I'm glad to see them thriving. I think they're in the driver's seat to win the AFC West. But the Chiefs might have something to say about that. But next game is Saints versus Seahawks. I'm sorry. I don't really follow these teams like that. A good team blew out a horrible team, 44-13. That's what you're supposed to do to bad teams. I'm sorry I don't get too much commentary on it. It's just not that interesting. Cowboys versus Bears. Okay. I'm a Caleb truther. I'm not saying Caleb has arrived. I think this is an indictment on the Dallas Cowboys' historically bad defense. Anybody, including Russell Wilson, can score 30 plus on this defense. Trayvon Diggs, is he's just a turnstile. He's just a cone. You just run by him, and they can't get any pressure on the quarterback. Caleb Williams was throwing to wide open dudes. I could have made those throws. These guys were literally had nobody around them, nobody in arm's length, nobody in 3-4 bodies length. It was insane the way they were schemed open. The Dallas defense is horrible. Jerry Jones looks stupid. They shouldn't have traded Micah. They should have just paid him. And now you see them getting exposed because they can't get pressure on the quarterback. Now their corners and their safeties are being exposed as frauds because Trayvon Diggs is a ball hawk. Either he's going to intercept it or he's going to get burned. So, yeah, turnstile Trayvon. That's what I'm going to call him. Cardinals versus 49ers. Whew. It's an ugly win. Everyone's banged up except C-Mac. Isn't that ironic? And the 49ers, everyone's banged up but C-Mac. Backup quarterback. Juwan Jennings hurt. Brandon Ayuk hurt. George Kittle hurt. I mean, the list goes on. They're 3-0. And listen, I had some concerns about Arizona coming into this game. They beat the two worst teams in the league, but it didn't look convincing. Saints gave them a run for their money, and the Panthers were really roaring back in that fourth quarter in week 2. So I'm feeling like Arizona is a little shaky coming into this game, and they definitely proved why they were shaky. It was a low-scoring game, 16-15, gritty division win. Hey, this is a great start for the Niners because, well, you know what? They're only going to get healthier throughout the year, and as they get healthier, they're going to get better. So, great start for the Niners, and they have the easiest schedule in the NFL. Last, Chiefs versus Giants. Listen, Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things. He was elite. He was throwing bombs to Tyquan Thornton, who we had on the Patriots, and we couldn't do anything with him because we didn't have an elite quarterback. We didn't have a Hall of Fame quarterback. But the Chiefs do. And listen, Mahomes was doing Mahomesian things. He was slinging that rock. When he threw a backwards pass, it was a fumble because the receiver he couldn't catch it. And when you throw it backwards, it's a live ball. He did what Cam Newton wouldn't do. He stole that ball because the defensive back picked the ball up and was going to run it in for a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes grabbed it out of the DB's hands and fell on it and recovered his own fumble. I mean, come on, man. This guy has nuts. It's part of my language. Patrick Mahomes got it. He's that dude. He's always been that dude. He'll always be that dude. So that's your recap for week 3. What were your most interesting matchups? What were your most interesting moments? For me, I think the most interesting storyline was Isaiah Rodgers' first half, Minnesota Vikings quarterback versus the Bengals. I know it's a backup, but he showed tremendous effort. So that's my favorite thing from week 3. What say you? Let me know in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe.